Ciao a tutti, oggi è un'altra giornata di dirette, oggi abbiamo un altro ospite speciale, sono molto contenta perché oggi avremo non una diretta ma ben due dirette e una sarà appunto con Rachel che adesso vedo già subito collegata e poi alle 17 su OperaLife USA con Matteo Anselmi, un giovane regista, quindi oggi abbiamo una giornata veramente intensa e ricca di... Ciao, hi, how are you?
Ciao, buongiorno!
Buongiorno! Wow, you have a beautiful makeup.
Thank you. I just slapped it on in 2 minutes. Sorry.
Wow. No, I'm sorry about my makeup. Not it's
No,
okay.
you look great. Look at you. Look at the contouring. Did it.
Oh, only here. Okay.
Me, me too. A little bit. A little bit.
Ah, yes, yes, absolutely. But and where are you now?
I'm in Denmark. I'm in very, very rainy Denmark.
Mm, and is similar to Italy the situation with the COVID?
Well, they closed their border very early and sorry, they closed their border very early and then I don't think the border is open yet, but they started schools 2 weeks ago for children up to age 11. So that's different. It seems they don't want people to go to any shops in groups of bigger than two, which I don't understand. I guess it'll take up a lot of space. And then, so I put my daughter in school. It's kind of great. They have this thing called Måltidklasse where you just learn Danish. So even though my husband is from Denmark, so ideally she would have learned Danish, but it didn't happen. So anyway, now we just put her in school. So maybe she'll learn it in 2 months. That's the hope. My fingers are crossed.
And what do you think that the theater will be after this situation? Because it's so strong and so difficult for the artist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. This is so unprecedented. It's really hard to understand like what the future holds, but I feel hopeful that we'll be able to make meaningful art. I'm not sure financially. People are gonna. The companies are really suffering. I heard that a specific theater that I know someone who runs it and was telling me that because of COVID-19, they're losing many millions of euros, and it's just really destroying their budgets. I don't know what it's going to mean for next season, and I don't know. I've heard a lot of people are just postponing every project by a year, but next year they already had projects in place, probably contracted singers. I'm not sure what the future holds. I heard that in France they announced that in September all the theaters will open again, which is so lovely because I just really hope that is true because I'm going to sing Violetta Valérie for the first time in France in September. So I
We
was
hope.
just devastated if I lose it. I really, really don't want to lose that one. But it's still, I also understand like it's important not to be selfish. Like, I don't know, this is a scary, weird time. I think what's happening is they're just rushing to find some sort of treatment or cure. And maybe as soon as that happens, but then they have to mass produce it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a complicated time.
No, no, it's normal because in every series different. In Italy, it's different between to the Europe or other place, and it's difficult for the artist. And for this, we need to say all artists very very strong together because we have a difficult moment now for the theater, for the artists, and for
Yeah.
any person that work with the live. No, in the end.
Yeah. 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 Isn't it crazy though how like fragile all of our societies? We had no idea. One morning everything's fine, the next day everything is crazy. It's like it's so quick. It was so quick to change in this drastic way. And then I think we're all like, okay, this is fine. And maybe everyone's trying to be positive. People have different reactions to it. But I think the longer it goes on, it's just some sort of public health, mental health crisis in the making. Like, I think there will be not to mention the economic downfall or fallout or whatever as a result of this, but the emotional well-being of all these people in confinement is just very complicated. In
Yes,
Asia also we
absolutely.
are facing problems. Yeah, I understand. It's true. It's the whole world. I mean, I was wondering actually, is there a place in the world, is there like a culture where they don't have access to the internet and they're just fine and they don't have COVID-19 and they're just like doing their things like spearfishing and stuff? Do you know what I mean? I wonder if there are like, I don't know,
Yeah.
Bushmen in some parts of the world that they just don't even care. They're like, yep, it's all the same. Still hunting. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think will happen?
What?
What do you think will happen?
Uh, it's very difficult because I see a lot of person that think to in Italy is a little bit different the situation because is so strong. The person go only in supermarket and you can run, but after you can do nothing. In the end, it's so difficult for the person, and is yet 2 months in this situation. It's a lot. And for the theater, it's very difficult and complicated situation because in the end, the Teatro La Scala lost 1 million in the week, and it's so terrible. And here the person want to compare the streaming with a live, but it's impossible because it's different, and the government don't speak about the theater, and this is incredible now because Italy is the one of the most important, I think, place that the culture is so important for the world, and don't speak about it. It's so. I think that not is so good,
Oh yeah,
but
that's hard. Yeah.
yeah,
It's true. It's like people consider it some sort of luxury, like an extra. So in a time like this, when we are all pretty strapped, it just seems like it will go. You know, it doesn't matter. We don't have to prioritize the arts. But actually, that's what I'm saying. If this is a mental health crisis, pardon me, if this is a mental health crisis in the making, like the arts have never been more important than now. And I think people are getting really hungry for that sort of cathartic release that is now missing. I mean, I was thinking about like what are people doing making, you can't make television either. I mean, there's no escapism maybe right now in the same way that there was either. And yet we're all
yeah,
in jail. It's just such it's a weird time. I don't know. Time will tell. Also, I think we all stand to learn so much from this period. And it's true, we could try. I mean, I can tell you the positive platitudes, like we should
yeah,
be working on music and reaching out to friends and whatever, like cleaning the house. But it's just, I don't know. I think it's like a little simplistic to always talk about it that way. I think it's
yes,
important that we acknowledge that people whose lives were busy, so they weren't thinking about their real problems, now they can't help it. Now they're sitting in all the difficult feelings. There's nothing maybe to protect some people from their recent challenges.
yes.
I'm certainly feeling that experience, and that's really exquisitely, acutely difficult. But anyway, at least I have my children to distract me.
And
Yeah.
no, in the end, I read here the art are more important than ever. Yes, it's true, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
really best experience in life. Yes, sure. And this very difficult situation. But I have a question here. The
Please.
primordial. Can I ask advice? As a student, I'm working a lot. How much study for day? You, how much study?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a
Yes.
good question. Because if you study too much, you will fatigue yourself. So you don't want to do that. There are ways to study without utilizing the instrument. Sorry?
She wants to know how many hours you study normalmente in the
Oh,
normal.
me.
Yes.
Not that much. No, definitely not more than like 2 hours of singing. But even that I would not do in a typical day. I think there's a lot of other work that you can do. I think, yeah, you can be smart. You can work and progress it without actually utilizing it. If you use it so much, particularly as a student developing your technique, I don't think you should sing more than 90 minutes, 2 hours tops a day.
Okay.
Just saying. Because if
Yeah.
you're a student, that means your technique isn't perfect yet. So you're going to, of necessity, be doing things that potentially could, over a long period of time, cause stress and fatigue to the voice.
Okay.
But you can do other things. You can work on text. You can work on languages. You can work on pronunciation. You can work on so many things. You can study the source material that the plot comes from. There's all kinds of important elements to this that you can invest your time doing.
Yes,
Even
difficult
if
to
it's not
tackle.
free. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see you because in something moment I see your face is blocked. And
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
okay, no,
Pull
okay,
this
it's okay.
farther away
It's
or
okay.
something.
If, no, it's okay. If I don't listen you, I ask to repeat, but don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. But it's okay. Perfect. Okay, I want to start with a question, and if the other person wants to ask, can write. And okay, um, I want to know which is your favorite composer, which is your favorite characters, and which is your favorite opera.
Oh, okay. That's hard. My favorite composer is Verdi for sure. My favorite character. Wait, this is the thing. Character that I sing or character that I just enjoy from the audience. My favorite character that I sing is Rusalka. My favorite character to enjoy from the audience is maybe Octavian Rosencavalier. Who else? Who was so good? Where you're just like, oh, I love that character. I think Octavian. He's so great. And then my favorite opera. What's my favorite opera? Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg. I love that one. I love so many operas, and I love Bohème. Sorry. So I feel like a lot of people hate on Bohème. They're like, oh, it's so pedestrian to like Bohème. It's so, everybody likes Bohème. But you can't not love Bohème, even though it's missing an act. In my opinion, it's kind of missing a whole act. Like, we need more information about this relationship between Mimi and Rodolfo. Like, why are they so in love? We're invested for 5 minutes of this relationship, and then in the end, she's dying, and she goes back to him. You're my love for my whole life. Like, okay, well, we only know that they were together for about 5 minutes. So it's like, it's funny, but we're missing an act. But in any event, I love Bohème. I cry every time. Cry. Oh, somebody wrote favorite play or novel. Okay, favorite play is The Ferryman. Favorite novel is Anna Karenina.
Ah, wow. And okay, I want to ask you, you have one theater that you love in a special mood. I don't know that when you go in this theater, think this is my home.
Yeah, Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. They were like that was my big international debut. And I just have worked there a lot, and I just have such fond feelings associated with the place. Actually, this is funny and it's slightly embarrassing. The other day, I had a tuna fish sandwich for lunch. I packed picnics. We went outside and ate picnics, and I was eating tuna fish sandwiches, and I cried because they sell tuna fish sandwiches in the coffee bar at the Royal Opera House. And I was like, I used to work there, and then I had a tuna fish sandwich there. I cried.
No.
But I love so many places. I loved working in München, in Vienna also. Yeah, I love working in San Francisco. That's a great company to work for. There are many places very dear to my heart.
Yes. And I want to know, you have a character that you dream for the future?
Yeah, well, Violetta. I'd really like also someday to sing Maria Stuarda and Anna Bolena, both of them. And what else do I want to sing? I want to sing Thais so bad. I love this role. I love this opera. Oh, I love Massenet. I would love to sing Thais. Maybe Eurodiad would also be lovely. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Don Carlos to sing Elisabetta. Yeah, I have so many roles. I'm sorry. I have a long list of like my favorites that I would want to. There are also things I'd love to revisit. I loved singing Faust, Marguerite. Oh my gosh, this was such a pleasure, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again next season. And Rusalka was again just such a gift getting to do that. The problem with me is that I love everything. like I love it all. Like I always enjoy myself. I guess that's the thing. With more experience, I'm sort of learning like, oh, some things are great. Like, for example, singing in Les Huguenots. What was my character's name? Valentine. Sorry. Valentine was so hard. But it ended up being really rewarding because I had to find out a way to do it. But it was very, very hard. But I mean, I would be happy to do it again. Plus, it got me in such a, I just had to be really smart using my voice because I had to sing high C like 20,000 times. It was just very hard. But I enjoyed it. I enjoy a challenge.
And you prefer a role with a drama or more comic for your personal?
Gosh, that's hard. I always try to, this is stupid maybe, but I always try to find comedy and tragedy and comedy. Not always, obviously. It's not like in the most tragic moments you can find comedy, but I think if a comedy is taken seriously, it's funnier. And if a tragedy has some lightness in it, it ends up more tragic. Do you know what I mean? Somehow this contrast is important.
Yes. And I want to ask you, for you, it's good to do a competition. What do you think about it?
Yes, this is how I started my career with competitions. I think it's great because you're given the opportunity to expose yourself to like a huge panel, usually way more than one audition. If you travel somewhere to do one house audition and you sing for two people, and like inevitably the house conductor isn't there and you have to come back and do it again, or they want to rehear you compared to other people and you have to pay again to travel yourself to that place. Just a competition is a good way to like get heard by a lot of people without having to invest a ton of money. Even if you don't win, they might be looking for someone exactly like you. And if you, let's say you get kicked out in the first round, but somebody who's casting later remembers, actually there was that young singer singing whatever rep, and now we're casting that. So I think it's great in that way. I will say, I think that when you do singing competitions, you lose 5 years off the end of your life for everyone you do. They are so stressful, and they tend to set you up to feel really badly about yourself in the world, which is not good for your singing. Like in my experience, the less confidence I have in myself, the less well I tend to sing. So, I mean, it's a grab bag. It depends kind of also on how well you're able to cope with those high level nerves. Because ultimately, the thing is, you are not compared to the other singers. You're not actually competing against the other singers. You are competing against your own potential. Whoever lives up to the maximum amount of their potential is going to be recognized.
Yes.
Because you can't say like a bass and a coloratura soprano, or you can't even compare them. You can't really say like, well, she was better than him. What that means if you say that, or he was better than her, is that that person is fulfilling more of their artistic potential. So in this way, in a singing competition, you can't talk about like who you want to be better than. You just have to talk about what is the best you can represent yourself. And I think that helped me a lot to psychologically release some of that anxiety that was making it harder to sing well. And just do your thing. You have to just do your thing, because you're the one that's in there and you're the one that knows what you want to say. And if you don't, you have to figure out first what it is exactly you want to say with your music. And then you must say that thing, no matter what.
Yes.
Also, I think I heard from so many sources when I was a young artist that there was like a right way of doing things. So, for example, I sang Come Scoglio, Fiori di Ligi, Così fan tutte, and I was told like, this is the wrong way, you must do it this way. Then I heard from someone else, no, it's wrong, you must do it that way. And I took all this advice. I took so much advice about it until the aria became like a Frankenstein's monster of different people's opinions. This piece, that piece. It was so all over the place. And then I had some like weird interpretation that I was trying to do. And anyway, I just got such mixed feedback about it. And I finally one day realized, like, what do I want to say? Because I'm sort of giving the different coachings, I'm giving them what they wanted. But actually, I like this. What's my opinion? So then I sort of became more streamlined in my approach. And I realized, oh, well, this is what I want to do. This is what I think it means. And the more you do that, the more you're actually honest about your interpretation, the more you are honestly representing your voice and your artistry, the less people actually can criticize you, because what are you going to, you know, what are they going to do? You didn't do it the way that I wanted, but it's like, it's yours. It doesn't belong to them. So it's not really up to them to say if it was good or bad. So I started approaching my artistry that way about in 2014, and literally everything changed. Everything changed for the better. I just realized you must take responsibility for your own product. Sorry, that's very like heady.
No, it's very beautiful words that you say, because it's so important. I have speak with this argument with Eileen Perez and other person, because comparison is very difficult when you are young, because you see that other person, and you think that the other person is best, respect to you is better, no? And it's normal, I think, but it's so important that you need to understand your identity for, and in the end listen yourself, no?
Yeah,
But you think that there are
absolutely.
a perfect moment? You think that there are a moment that you go, okay, I can go and I can win everything? Or you think that it's a more a process?
I mean, it's always a process. I mean, I'm still working on mine. I won lots of competitions. I'm still working. You know, you're always striving for the next level. I think it's a lifelong pursuit. And actually, I remember someone saying that to me when I was a young artist, and I got very depressed about it. I was like, are you kidding me? There's no destination. I'm just on this journey forever. But actually, that is the beautiful thing. There are plenty of pauses, plenty of beautiful vistas for you to enjoy along the way. But this is a life pursuit. You must continually cope with differing conditions, physically, emotionally, mentally. You're always changing, so your voice is always changing. So you learn, plus you learn, you habituate certain things. I have learned to habituate placement. So I don't, when I come down, this is lately, I've been teaching lessons from Instagram, and I tell everybody this thing, I'm harping on this principle so constantly, that the way you come down in the voice affects the way that you go back up. It actually affects everything. So we get lazy. We tend to get lazy as we come down. And I've just observed, like, I luckily have habituated the behavior of no longer doing that. I never, when I'm descending in pitch, I never go down like, ah, you know, that's what everyone does. You just fall off. And I like try to carry mine down the front, which is this principle I'm constantly harping on other singers to accomplish. But you get vistas. You get to stop and you get to acknowledge, wow, I've made a lot of progress with my breath support, with my control of my instrument. But it is a lifelong process. You are always going to have to like reapproach and remember things you forgot. Yeah, it's a lifelong process.
Yes, and don't permit, I think, to the other person that demotivate yourself, because in the end it's good a judgment if you can grow about with this, no? But no, if the person wants only demotivated, no? Because I read I won't say that. Okay, I want to ask you, what is the advice that you can give for the young that want to be a singer, opera singer?
I would say work on languages for sure. Be slow with repertoire. Like, don't dive into Tosca in your first day, you know, because there's so much time. That's the thing. I was so eager to sing arias when I was just starting. I was like, let's sing opera arias, yay! And I remember I got the advice, just do lieder at first, just sing songs, don't sing arias. And I was like, well, that's dumb. I want to sing arias. So I kind of did, but I wish I had developed more with song repertoire, because now I don't have to revisit it and fix old problems. So there's so much time. There's so much more time than you think. Like, you don't have to do everything by tomorrow. And maybe people don't tend to be as impatient about it as I was, but it's important to just take your time, relax, trust your instrument, trust your instincts, and move forward. Get a good teacher. Get a good teacher that you can really trust, one that is also kind to your spirit and your heart, because the act of developing a human voice is so delicate, and you don't want, there are so many abusive charlatan voice teachers in this world who kind of just are cruel to their students out of principle. I think that's destructive. I think that's going to prevent the students from being able to live up to their potential. So I think it's important that you find someone that gels with you personally. And what else is good advice? Like eat healthy and exercise. I'm just kidding. I don't. You do have to watch out for your body. Realize that your instrument is a part of your body. So if you drink enough water, it's going to do better by you. And if you sleep enough, it's going to do better by you. Don't have unrealistic expectations of your body. I am a total hypocrite in this way. I never sleep enough. But anyway, I know that when I do one night in 1,000, I do a little bit better. Anyway.
And for the future, you will like do a teacher, a vocal coach for the future?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm really enjoying teaching during the confinement. Like the other day, a couple of days ago, I just sat there thinking about it afterwards, and because I'm only teaching a few lessons a day, just a couple really. But I sat there afterwards and I just thought, I love my students. I love these people that are trying to sing and they want to hear what I have to say about it. Like, I love them. I want them to have a good experience in their voices. I want them to feel good about themselves and be able to produce and promote the best possible sound. So somehow that is a really rewarding process for me. So I think, yeah, probably I will eventually become a teacher predominantly. But right now, I mean, my heart belongs to performance. That's the thing. I'm missing that really badly, not getting to sing very much. Just sad.
Okay, I have only 2 more questions, and
Okay.
one is if you need to choose one of these words that for importance, heart or technique?
Heart. Absolutely. No question. Heart. Because who cares if you have perfect technique and nothing to say? Technique's only purpose is to allow you to express your heart. If you don't have technique, you won't really be able to do that as well, because things will impede you. You won't have choices. You can't be soft when you need to be soft. You can't be loud when you need to be loud. If you don't have technique, you'll just sort of bark your way through, and maybe some of your heart's message will get out and you will still move people. If you have technique, you can master your message from your heart and share it in whatever way you want. That's the purpose of technique.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to know, what is the most important lesson that the music have give you?
Lesson? What's the most important lesson the music has given me? That is such a good question. Oh, these superlative questions. Most favorite, most biggest. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get it wrong. There's only one right answer. Okay, sorry. Music is for me proof of the existence of God. Because when I listen and it goes inside me and it feels like it's coming out of me, even if it's on the outside of me, it means something. It's like transmitting this spiritual realm that we can't really see, but we can only sense in that way. But the feeling that I have listening to so many pieces, like the way I can be moved to tears, even just imagining some of the more beautiful musical experiences of my life, the Lohengrin Overture, the prelude to Act 1 and Act 3, but particularly Act 1, the Qu'il bel sogno di Doretta, when performed very beautifully, Wagner, like Isolde's Liebestod, or I mean, there's so many things, like Un'aura amorosa from Così fan tutte. There's so much music that like is just spirit pure, you know what I mean? Pouring into you, pouring out of you. And this shared experience of the audience and the performers, this is magical. This is for me. So what music has taught me is that we are all connected and that there's power in that connection.
Yes. Wow, it's absolutely. I read a phrase that I like it, that say the art is sown to the sky.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe the sky is just constantly reflecting it back to us.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes. And I want to ask you, if you use if you want to use 5 words for you for define yourself.
Right now? You don't want to hear those words right now. Okay, wait. 5 words. I'm sorry, seriously? Like myself, my personality, or myself, my
Yes.
singing?
No,
My personality.
Yes.
Wait, let me think. Oh, wait, is this my adjectives? Are you turning my adjectives back to me? I should be doing my adjectives. I am strong, and I am capable, and I am funny, and I am supportive, and I am exhausted. That's 5. That's 5.
Yes, and you are very funny.
Thank you. Somebody else put that on there, and so I said it. But that is I like that. Thank you. That's nice. So what did I say? I'm strong and capable and funny, and what was that one? And exhausted. That one's not useful. I should do something else. I don't know.
And yes, I have more questions, but we have a little more time. Okay, I want to ask you, you know that is a little different, the normal life.
We have a special guest. This is my son, Carl. Carl, say hi.
Hi. How are you?
You want to go back to, how are you? Yeah, you can. You know what, I'm going to be done in just a minute and I can go get you some. Sorry. You want to go watch the movie? They're watching Smallfoot. Do you want to go watch the movie? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Sorry, what was your next question?
Okay, don't worry.
You can have anything you can find. Okay, no, I'll take the phone with me. Okay, we'll go together. Okay, go ahead and ask. Sorry, I'm multitasking.
No. And my question about, because I want to ask you, how do you feel the difference to the normal life, the mother, the normal life, and with the stage life, because it's so different?
My motherhood informs my artistry, definitely. It's a bit difficult sometimes to pull the diva out when I've been like changing diapers all day, for example, but I think I'm sort of past that phase now that my twins are older. And I don't know, like, it's funny, I sort of think of myself in this way, like I'm just a complicated person, and I approach my motherhood with this abandon and this generosity. It's extremely important to me to give my children as much as possible. And I sort of feel the same way in my artistry. Do you want a banana? Do you want a banana? You don't want a banana? Okay, this is not going well. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's the thing. The contrast is sometimes kind of acute, and I have suffered in the past because I felt like, I mean, a lot of it, I realize now is like, if you can't find the support structure that you need, it's very, very, very hard. And I've consistently given of myself, like, to the point of, you can't have that, that's a lime. You don't want to eat that. It's very sour. You eat it by itself.
I don't want to eat it.
You don't want to eat it? You just want to play with it? Sorry.
I don't want to play.
Anyway, yeah. So I think you just have to be careful to try to get the support that you need, whatever that looks like. I was really, I don't know. Life is different than you expect it to be.
Yes, and I think in the end we need a person, the normal person, the normal life, for be a good artist in the stage, because the emotion.
Yeah, that's definitely something that like Renee Fleming and Placido Domingo both advocate for. That you, as a person, as a person in the world, you are benefited so much from the presence of children in your life that it will affect your artistry in a positive way. Oh boy. Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
Okay. If you want to say one for the never go to or to the theater.
I am sorry, I didn't understand this question. Can you repeat it?
Okay. One advice for the person that which opera for the first way that you go for you.
I'm sorry. Sweetie, you can have this and I gotta finish my thing and then I'll get you some more stuff, okay? You can have, yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna go back to where the Wi-Fi signal is stronger because I'll blend it up. I can't do that just now, sweetie. Just give me another few minutes. Okay, skip that one. Skip that one. You didn't want it on the plate? Sweetie, I have to go look. There's 32 people watching me on this thing. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about that one. I'll blend it up for you right as soon as I'm done. Okay. Oh,
super artist and super mom.
No, I was a bit dismissive just now, but you know, the demands are high. I thought they had plenty of snacks and had a movie, so I thought maybe they'll be fine for a minute, but you know how it goes. Anyway, what was your last question? Can you repeat it one more time? Sorry.
Don't worry. Okay, if you
I'm eating a banana.
yes, I have this, but I wait after. Okay, and I want to ask you if for the person that never go to the theater, one opera that you would advise for the first way.
Ooh. I mean, that's hard. I think most operas are not terrible. I mean, it's like you just got to dive in. You know what I mean? You got to give it a try. The first opera I ever saw was Carmen. That is so violent against women. Like, kind of terrible, but also amazing in a way. I mean, the plot is awful. Yeah, I think that a good place to start is like, it depends on the personal. I can't do it until I'm done with my live, sweetie. Bohème is a great first starter. You know what? I think it really, you know what? You should just go to the opera, whatever's available in your town, whatever you can see. Some of them are not going to be for you. Louisa Miller, I just saw and I found it really moving, but I thought this might be a little niche markety for someone. I think I have to go. I'm so sorry. I think, can I answer one more question? Let's answer one more question. Can you wait one more question, Bali? Okay.
Okay, don't worry.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much for having me.
You too. It was a very, very pleasure. You are so very beautiful person, and thank you. We can do other interview for the magazine and a lot of.
With pleasure.
Bye. See.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh.
Bye. How do I wait? What do I do now? I'm sorry, I don't know how to get out of this. Oh, there we go. Okay, bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Ok, abbiamo finito. Non perdetevi la prossima diretta alle ore 18 con Matteo Anselmi. Un bacione a tutti, a dopo.